I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join in prayer or meditation as I say, bless this food to our use and us to thy service. Amen.
Amen.
Alan?
Okay.
There we go. This is the best part.
Memorial Day is coming up, so I thought something along the patriotic line might be great. So page 19, right in the middle there. This is My Country.
Oh, yeah.
The American patriotic song written just before the Second World War, 1940. Lyrics by Don Ray, music by Al Jacobs. So that doesn't mean anything, but what might mean something is the first to record the song was Fred Waring in Pennsylvania. That date right there. Okay. Let's fire it up, okay? This is My Country.
This is
my country, Lord, my earth. This is my country, grand on earth. I pledge my allegiance, I the whole, for this is my country, land and to hold. This is my country, land of my choice. This is my country, here my proud voice. I pledge my allegiance, I will the whole, for this is my country, to have and to hold.
We are building out.
Whoa.
Thank you, Al. I hope everyone had a good time. I think everybody see it. I haven't seen Katie here today. I guess they rest up. I think they're in Canada. I hope she comes back. I know Lenore and Paul aren't here either. I guess they do rest up too. Let's start out with some announcements. Chuck, how's the sign up going?
Well, it's a little difficult, I realize, because it's a holiday weekend, but this Saturday, May 25th. I'm all right on the morning shift. I've got 4 people. Could use one more. The afternoon, right now, it's just one person, me. So we could use from noon to 3. It's actually pretty light duty at that time, and likely you'd be able to leave around 2 o'clock. But I'm looking for at least one more volunteer for the afternoon shift. I'll pass this around, and I'd really appreciate it if we could get that one more person. If we get more than that, that's great too. 9 a.m. to noon. You can be there at 9. You don't have to get there any earlier than that. The event starts at 10, but the people that are displaying and part of the event will be starting to arrive around 9 in the morning. So again, really appreciate anybody that could sign up for this, and I'll pass this around. Thank you, Mark.
All right, thanks, Chuck. You can help out. It's a good event. There's a lot of vendors there, music, that kind of thing. So. And then we're going to try to have the Chesapeake Bay cleaned up on June 1st. Jason will take charge of that. Try to clean up out around oysters. We should have more details on that next week. If anybody can help out, let Jason know. Does anybody else have any questions? Jim?
Oh, I'm gonna wait for happy.
Any other announcements?
Give her the mic.
And I ask you to speak about the book. So you take checks and make it the dates, the history. Policies of drugs.
What day of the week is that?
With the.
Thursday, May 23rd.
What?
That is, Tom Godwin, I think, are speaking about the invisible history tour and partially, I believe, where was it? Heritage Center, partially. At 6 o'clock on May 23rd, which is a Wednesday, which is Thursday. Any other announcements?
Hey, Mark,
Rob?
Katie Nolan's the most directly involved that's on here, but we are making crab cakes on the 28th. I believe that's the day of June, the Friday, last Friday of June. The goal this year is 2,000 crab cakes. That's Katie's goal. We can do that. But I just want to remind you, please be there, help out. It's a lot of fun. We've gotten really good at this. It'll be done in 2 to 3 hours. Bring your friends to help out. Be in jail to help out, whatever you need to do, the more we get there, the quicker it happens. And we've got a few little things we're working on, but it is going to be the same price as before, so if you want to go ahead and start selling. Okay? I'm not sure this year we have different things on that. Are you in that critical bill or not? But again, yeah, we have historically, and it doesn't make much difference now, maybe everybody has to buy 2 or 10 years. Sell 2. I'm not sure we're doing that anymore, but anyway.
Yeah, we're doing that.
We are, okay, good, all right. So, you know, but.
So it's gonna be $5 a pop, right?
The only $5 penalty for you, you will pay $60. The other thing is, as always before, if we start trading around, please clear that through me, because what happens is, we wind up with more committed than we have, things like that, so it's never been urgent. So let me know, say like, I'm not gonna, Standard's not gonna take his 2, he's gonna let Jason have them, that's fine. Then we know, and I'll keep a running count, I'll keep up you guys, but if you don't tell me that stuff, we get off. But we've had a couple instances, even with thousands of making, hundreds of making before, but we've oversold. Some people didn't get what they were asking for because people forgot to tell them. So please, if you don't want yours and you want to trade them, either tell me and I'll find a home for them, or tell me I found a home, I'll mark you off at 0 and put 4 down to somebody. Really important, because it gets kind of frantic toward the end when people start swapping and trading and doing that kind of stuff. We don't want anybody to be disappointed now, but not getting what they can ask for, okay?
So you're gonna do that on the roads?
Pardon?
June 28th.
I think, I don't have.
That's correct. Right, next Friday.
Thank you, Friday, last Friday. Thank you.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
at the church and
Sheriff
fire
and fire,
department.
same place, unlike our eating places, we finally found a home, I think.
Okay.
We've been kicked out of other places too, so don't, just quietly say that's where we're going, don't tell a lot of people, maybe that'll keep us in there. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Okay, any other questions?
I think at one time, did we have like a sign-up sheet that if people wanted to print it out or something, the price or of the crab cakes?
That's,
Like they can print out a sheet, if they want to keep track of who they sold to.
not really, everybody's responsible, another thing, everybody's responsible for keeping their own and collecting the money for their own and making it there. So if you sell 10 trays and you're not gonna be there that day, which is fine, sometimes you can't be there, you make sure somebody knows, if people show up and you know this, and please don't tell your people to show up at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, because, well, let us get done, they'll be done by 12, probably before. But we get people, we're still making, and we got people over there, wanting to change money, and we're not really good. So tell them they'll be ready by 12 o'clock, and they probably will be ready by 12 o'clock. We don't need people showing up at 10 or 11 o'clock for crab cakes, but now each person is responsible for his or her own collection and delivery. Okay? So if you're not gonna be there, and you have a list of yours, you can give it to us there that day, we'll check them off as they come in, but that would be your list, Mark. In other words, if we weren't gonna be there, here's my 10 customers, because if we get some of that stuff, and people come in and they don't know who they bought from. And I don't mean that, I mean, people don't remember that. You know, and so they come in and so we mark them off of Mark's list, because he just gave me 10 trays and not who it was, and then his 10 people come in and we had that kind of thing. So if you're not gonna be there to manage or to make sure a good list of your clients, your customers is in the hands of somebody who will be there. I mean, this is a good problem to have. It hasn't been that long ago. The market, some of the other members remember they were selling maybe 300 sandwiches down at the bayfront on 4th of July. And Rotarians were dropping dead one after the other because it was 100 degrees. And if you don't know this, Sealer, which he was a club president, and Scott Schreiber, maybe during their transition, this was their idea to start just selling cakes. And I think the first year they sold 400, and they thought that was fantastic. And that was where I got involved, when everybody could have 1 cake, 2 cakes, no crumbs. We have 6 in a tray, we have crumbs on them, and if you don't like it, don't buy it. Because we're gonna make 2,000, we can't have people come in and say, yeah, I got a bill paid, he said I can get mine with banana split or no. I know, okay, we make it really does make it kind of miserable for you, because people get really pissy when they come in and say, well, Bill Payne said I can get mine without any ambulance.
Why does he keep doing that?
I don't know. Yeah, he does it every year. That's why the guy that sells me. He does that. He says they get a Corvette with. So start selling.
All right. Who has some happy dollars?
Jim does.
Tim?
I'm gonna put in 10 happy dollars, but, really it's a fine. So, a lot of people helped out and pitched in, Bill Strand and some others, pitched in old photographs for the slideshow on Saturday night, which I hope you enjoyed. And it occurred to me that since we had all of these old pictures that we'd gone to great lengths to try and collect, that we ought to hold on to them. So I got Paul to give me access to, or renew my access to the online files. And I uploaded all of the JPEGs. And then I thought, these are really, these are archival pictures. And the photographer in me, is now working overtime. And I mean, no, JPEGs, that's not enough. We need TIFFs. TIFF tag image format for, at any rate. So I uploaded those, came back an hour later, and the upload had interrupted. And my screen had red all over it, and Dropbox is saying, you overloaded your box, but you can resubscribe for only $1 gazillion. So I'm making this announcement because there are about 18 people who have access to the Dropbox. And by the way, if any of you who don't ever need it, we pretty much give you access. And all you need is a reason to get in there. But at any rate, I think that means that 18 members received emails saying, oh, well, it's all gone to seed, it's all gone to pot, but you can resubscribe for $1 gazillion. So ignore it. Long explanation why we just paid $10. But it was worth $10 in.
That'll be worth more than 10. Come on. Exactly.
I have $10, $5 because I'm happy because I didn't understand a thing Jim said. And the other $5 is, if you haven't noticed, there's a new kid on the block. And Jason, I am so happy that you're on board.
Thanks.
You have hit the ground running. And all I can say is, I want you in my foxhole. Yeah,
Ever been in one?
yeah.
I'm gonna give, I'll give 10.
Oh, that's a lot to spend.
I'll make it fun.
Oh, wait a second. I should be writing this down. I'm Dolores.
I didn't say anything.
I'm back in the honey making business.
Oh, yeah.
I opened up a hive the other day and, it was jam packed. I was so surprised. I didn't expect to have anything in there. I wasn't even looking for it. And I guess that's the best time to get it, but, I'm back in the business. I'm back at it.
Taking order. Are you taking, yeah?
Hmm?
Are you taking orders?
No. Sending it off yourself. It's right. Yeah, just pray. Yeah, good.
What else have?
So was that 10 or 5?
10.
10, okay.
That's a hot tough crowd.
I have 10, I want to thank all of you who did come the other night, and Christian school enjoyed having you there. It's the best Christian has ever looked since I've been there a long time, or is it a bit like that? And the other is, because of that event, as many of you know, Dora Sullivan's going to be joining the road.
Oh, great.
I told her again today, she couldn't be here today, that the only reason she might not get in is I might blackball her, but other than that, she's gonna be back, so expect Dora to be here in the future very soon.
That's 10?
10.
$10?
$5, it was a great time, and I'm just glad that it is over.
Y'all give 10 happy dollars. I'm glad that it was a big success and everything went well. I'm glad there's not a planning meeting this afternoon. 100th anniversary.
Yeah, but I hope we haven't lost Katie and Joe. I know that they're not here today.
Can we begin planning the 200th anniversary?
Yeah. 125th. Right?
Put $10 in for me, too.
$10 for
Graham, okay.
Eddie?
Thank you.
How much money?
Thank you very much.
5.
I'll go with 5.
Eddie?
All right, man, this is too good.
Betty, 5.
Thank you.
All right. How about the card game? Anybody have a high card today?
Not even
I don't
close.
think I have one. Selling chocolate, but
I've got a jack.
Queen.
Jack Queen or?
Fly out of all together.
Oh,
Hey, congratulations.
Witching.
okay,
Okay,
the
now
pot,
these are
is,
hot.
$21. So I'm not like Paul. Paul would have given you 5. I'm giving you 6, Libby.
Don't tell Paul, he won't sleep when.
Yeah. All right, our program today is Stanley to tell us about making honey.
Get this too.
He brought some bees with him. Watch out.
Watch it. I'm gonna leave this right on the bench here, but this is a beehive. I didn't get a lot of things or a lot of equipment, but this is a typical beehive. You have a top, a box itself, which is the hive, and inside the hive, we have frames. And on this frame is where you get your honey, right, on both sides, about 3/4 of an inch. They build it up,
Can you get in over here so we can see you?
they build up. They build up wax on the wax board itself. About 3/4 of an inch on either side, so you get about 1.5 inches of cone, let's say, right? Which is a new thing that we're doing also, is cutting out the cone and we're selling it. Because everybody asks for honeycomb, so that's why we're doing it. But this is the frame, and on this frame is where you get your cone. Cone looks like, I'll pass this out. You can pass that around. Let me hold that. There's no money. this is a piece of honeycomb, right? As opposed to what I got from Bill, he thought this was honeycomb. I think this is, wasp, all right? So I'll pass these around, just be careful with it. This thing is falling apart, that's why it's in the bag, but I'll pass this around, this is honey and it's all, wax. What you do with this wax is you melt it down and you make candles, that's why you have them in Catholic churches, I guess. There's no, it doesn't make smoke, but you still get fire. But this is good. There is a process, it's like a centrifugal force. You know, the centrifuge is, it's the same principle. You put the frame, put 3 frames in a centrifuge, and in the old days, what we did was we turned it and it spun the honey out. It comes out, it does. But you have to, on top of this, which is what the bees do, it's fantastic. They put a coating on here, more wax, and that wax has to be scraped off so that it's exposed to honey. I have pictures I'll show. I'll show you pictures later. But once the wax on top of this wax is off, you see the honey exposed, and you through centrifugal force, the wax comes out into a barrel, and with the spigot on the bottom, and the honey comes out that, right? You also get legs sometimes, you get insects, but here, you push the passes around. It's either or, and,
Let's see the water.
but what you do is you strain it out into a 5-gallon bucket, and you put a strainer on there. On that strainer, strains out all of the impurities, the legs, the fecal matter, whatever it has to be, you know, is in it. And you get pure honey, which is, I wanted to bring some today, but, I'm still in the process of extracting the honey from my friend. What is it like? It's great to be a beekeeper in my estimation. No, just wait. As long as you wear a jacket or a full length, I have 2. I have a jacket, which is here. And I also have a full length suit, which does the same thing. And, of course, this is the hood. And all of these marks here, that's pollen. Because the bees will come up to you and they're trying to sting you, and some of the pollen comes off, and it's very difficult to get out. My wife watched it the other day, and it's stuff has been in there with you, and it's gonna stay. Also, part of our equipment is a hive tool, which is what you need to break that hive open. Because what they do is they put propolis around it, which is like, shellac, for lack of a better term, but it does serve the same purpose, and it will seal that box completely.
How did I get in?
There's a little hole. If you look at this, instead of this box fitting directly on base, there's a opening that fits between the box and the base, right? You can have a little opening here, small one, or a larger opening if you want to let them, what I used to do is, summertime I open this, wintertime I open that. But then at this point in time in the game, I just leave this open because you don't want mice coming in. I don't have a mice excluder on here, and if a wasp or something gets in there, they will cook it. What? They will cook that once. What they do,
Cook it,
yes, they will
like
take.
in an oven, cook it?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that hive will sustain at least 120 degrees. Right. What the bees do is they get together. Bees are very intelligent. They get together in a small comb, and in the middle of that ball, sometimes, I don't know if you've ever seen, sometimes people say that they need a bee extraction, if they have influx of bees, and they're, somebody come take them out, and they're in a ball. In the middle of that ball is the queen, right? And they all hover around her, and they beat their wings, and they produce heat. So when a wasp or something gets in here, they will get about 8, 10, 12 bees around that wasp and cook it. They actually burn that wasp to death. Serious. But, all right, and any other questions on that one?
Do they eat it?
No, they just cook it and throw it out. Right? A bees, if you go by a beehive, and you look on the ground, you see sometimes you get bees. They have a, Tom would appreciate this, they have a mortuary group. These are very intelligent, they have a group that will come in and they take all the dead bees out of the hive. All the dead anything, and take them out of the hive and they just take them out, and they just throw them out. And they fall, and they're right there on the ground, that's serious. It's funny, but that's what they have. Okay, now, the life of a bee. 6 weeks.
Longer than that all.
6 weeks. Each bee will only live about 6 weeks. That's why you have thousands of bees. Thousands.
They're doing a lot of getting rid of them, aren't they?
Wow. Come down, you'll see them. The lifespan of a bee is approximately 6 weeks.
Include the queen.
No, the queen will last, she can last. Well, the commercial people will kill a bee, will kill the queen in about 2 weeks. I let my queen go as long as she wants. What happens is when she gets too old, the bees themselves will decide that she has to go. All right, any bee can be a queen. Everybody wants to know, what about the queen? All right, any bee can be a queen. It is what she is fed. They call it royal jelly. You feed it first 3 days, everybody, all newborns get royal jelly. After the 3rd day, whoever is not going to be a queen gets cut off. They just get a lot less. The queen will continue to get royal jelly for 15 days. And then they start making a queen cell, what they call it. It looks like a peanut, a peanut shell. They can have between 1, 20, it all depends. Again, it depends on how much nutrients are coming into the hive, how many bees are in the hive, are they going to get rid of the swarm? It's all very technical to me. But a bee, after the 15 days, they start putting this particular bee that they selected to be the queen. They will put her in a shell, and she will continue to grow. But they will keep feeding her royal jelly, which is high in proteins and makes her grow faster than anybody else. The queen is much larger than any bee except the drone, which is the male, who are pretty much useless. They don't even guard. They have drones don't even sting. But The bees themselves will have, a group that will also be protectors of the hive. You come in, again, like they'll get the wasp or whatever. They'll get you, and the reason the bees will attack you is if they feel threatened. That's the only reason they will attack. They're, they're not, well, some are aggressive, but there's also reasons for that. There may not be a queen in there, and therefore you will get a very aggressive hive. And there's ways of reducing that. I've done that also. You take a, all right, quick side story. You take a aggressive hive and a calm hive, which, open it up, put a sheet of newspaper. Take the aggressive hive, put it on top of the newspaper, and then have the newspaper separated into two hives, leave it for about a week, comes back, that hive melts.
Why is that?
What happens is, it takes them about 3 or 4 days to chew through that newspaper, and the pheromones from the, calm hive will eventually get up into the aggressive hive, who has no queen to exude pheromone. Smell. Bees communicate through scent. If they sting you, that stinger is in you and it emits an odor. And that odor says, and everybody else says, there it is. So if you get stung and you see the stinger in you, get a credit card or something, and scrape your skin where it is, and it'll pop right out, and they won't attack. But that stinger will still be pulsating.
Is it bee die?
Yes.
Sure, you might.
I've been doing this for about 10 years, and I've gotten stung 3 times. No, well, I'm getting over fan. Sometimes sometimes it's in the floor.
No, I'm just thinking about the wasp. Those wasps, what animal wasp?
They're
What's this?
other wasps. That's their bait.
They don't make honey. They don't.
Stan,
Yes.
how do bees know these are hives as opposed to a breaker box or whatever else? I
How
mean,
do they know that what?
how do they know these are hives as opposed to just a box sitting there or?
The pheromones. The queen emits a certain pheromone that is in the hive itself. Like I said, bees communicate through smell. They can smell that hive. You can have, I have a hive here, a hive here, a hive here, and each bee knows which hive to go to. Through different pheromones, different smells. So a lot of people say they paint them different colors. They don't know color, they know smell. Alright? But let's get back to the queen. I love the queen, she's good. What she does, when a queen comes out, if she's not killed by her mother, she will come out and, she could be a virgin queen. Now, what happens, this queen, then now that's before they're ready to, I'm skipping all over the place with follow. This is before they are ready to swarm, because, and the reason they're swarming is probably because there's so many bees in the hive. Again, that hive can be 1, 2, you can have at least 4 boxes. Right? With frames, honey, the whole ball of wax. And it gets packed. Like I said, they only live 6 weeks, so there's plenty of a queen can lay 1,500 eggs a day. Right? What the queen does, the virgin queen does, she goes on a maiden trip. It goes about 330 to 300 feet in the air in a certain area where the drones hang out. It sounds crazy, but I mean, it's what happens. And each drone from wherever will come in and infect her or inseminate her, and she will have, sperm from all of these different, drones. And when she's fully packed, she comes back home. And it takes about a couple hours maybe. She comes back home and she immediately starts laying eggs. And they're fertilized. That's right. And then that's all she does from now on, yes.
Do the drones come from her?
Yes.
Not somebody else's
No, which one?
drones?
The drones that inseminate her,
Yeah.
they come from wherever. They can be from anyhow. There's a certain area that they hang out, she goes up there. And they all inseminate. And that's why you have, I think that's how you get your different types of bees. You have, I can't remember the name. One of them is a Caucasian bee.
They're everywhere.
You have Italian bees. Yeah, African Iron bees, but everybody's scared of the African. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, and once that bee, that new queen comes down and the old queen and a group leave, that's her hive now. Now, any other queen cells that are in there, she will go and she'll kill every one of them, every queen that's in there. So that's just her hive, her pheromones, that's it. What else? She'll lay 1,500 eggs a day. And what happens is, you take the frame and you can look in there and you can see at the bottom, it looks like little pieces of rice. Little tiny pieces of rice. And what they do is they come in and they're not gonna give these guys royal jelly after the third day. Third day, they get whatever is coming in off the fields from the farmers. If it's a good year, they get good food. If it's not, they get whatever they can get. And what they do is what do you call it? Between nectar and pollen and some sort of a, I call it spit, bee spit. They put that together and they make honey. Now, honey is pretty pure because it starts out at 80% sugar, and 20%, no, 80% water, 20% sugar. And it evaporates to 20% water and 80% sugar. And that's called honey. That's what honey is. And once they get that perfect mixture, they seal it with the wax on the with wax over the comb. And that wax is what we scrape off. We put the frames in the extractor and extract honey.
They eat the honey?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, before they get ready to swarm, they will gorge themselves as much as they can. And it's like before they swarm, you'll know a swarm, you'll hear it before you see it. Now, I'm working in my garden, the first time I saw a swarm, I'm working in my garden, I have my 3 hives there, and when I work in my garden, I put my headphones on, I'm listening to music. I'm into my music and. Over the music, I hear. What? And all you see, thousands of bees. Come out, and they go. And they may land on a tree, stay there for a while, they may be about this long, that big around, she's in the center, and they're all sitting there, and you say, well, where are they going? They have scouts who go out and find a spot, and they come back and they do a dance, and they say, follow me, guys, and everybody follows. Now, if you're lucky, you follow them too. Once I've done that 20 times, I follow, and they land in a tree, and I go grab my box, shake them into the box, because at that particular time, they're not gonna sting. They're very, but I still put myself. But they won't sting. You go up in it, and I don't go up anymore, I don't have 6 foot, that's as far as I go. From then on, they're on. But if I get a nice group, just shake them right down into the box, put them in that box. As long as I get the queen in that box, everybody's gonna come back. All those bees, you figure, you shake them in, they're gonna go all over the place. Yeah, sure. But if she's in there, you just leave that box open right there on the ground, wherever, they will all come. You can see them. You can actually see them coming, right? And they go right in. It's great. I sometimes I sit and watch bees. I sit out there for a minute and just watch what they do. They are a very intelligent insect. I love these. Do you want to know anything else? Any questions? Yes.
And how did you get interested in this? This is such a unique,
That one, I think.
profession, hobby, however you started, I don't know.
Still a hobby, somewhere. Bill will tell you, I'm cheap. He knows me well.
He's cheap.
I'm diabetic also, right? And, my wife's an RN, and she said, well, you're off sugar, so that was it, she couldn't buy any more sugar. So she bought honey, and she said, well, use the honey. I looked at the price of the honey. That's how we started, that's actually how it started. I took a course up at the VIC about 10 years ago, and, I became interested in just, I wanted to see how bees actually work, and they do. They're very interesting, I love them. Yeah,
What's the state of the health of bees on the shore?
I think it's, well, I can only tell you about mine. All right, the reason I say that is because you ask 5 beekeepers questions, you get 6 different answers, but they'll tell you, don't, they'll say, well, the guys are spraying, that's what's killing them. So the spraying and the habitat, people building houses, tearing up the forest. It's inevitable, it's gonna happen. But they'll tell you, let us know where your bees are, that's what we will spray only in certain times, but that stuff travels. And it gets on the leaves, and the bees get on the leaves. So you know. I've lost, I had up to 15 hives. I'm down to 3. Next year I may have 10. I tried to get as many bee hives as I can. I don't. No, one of my neighbors, not buddy. He's just between the 2 of us. We got a steady.
Those are the crops, right?
Yes.
About the crops, right?
Yes.
Do the honey have different flavors?
Yeah. Depends on what they fire you. Like some people will tell you, well, Tupelo honey, that's supposed to be the best. I tasted it, I'm trying to forget. But That's, if they're only foraging off, that, how can you say a bee has a 2 mile radius? Oh, everybody says, oh, your neighbors are gonna love you. And they do, but I don't get any benefit out of it. My wife plants all these plants and flowers on that. Plants are here, they're out there for it. Then you come back. Yeah, you gotta put some. And if you have let's say you have an acre of land or you can, it's all the same thing. You put in the center of that, you put your beehive. Then you might have whatever it is that we're growing. But if you put, like, if you just put it out here, it's only 2 miles away. Yeah,
So 2 quick questions. Is drones same life as the rest of these, like 6 weeks? That's what
Yeah.
they-
yeah.
And does honey have a shelf life at all?
All right. I'm kind of skeptical about this also, but they said that they found, honey in the pyramid. Still good.
That's, okay.
Now,
Supposedly, honey is the only food that doesn't go bad.
That's, I've understood that.
it's thoughts on antiseptic.
Certainly.
Oh,
Right.
They should put it on, yeah, you put it on.
And so what-
Just on that, you will not, it will keep an infection from occurring. And it has been used in medicine. If you have nothing else and you're out in the middle of nowhere and you get injured, put money on it. And you be fairly safe until you.
So, one other question. You said you're diabetic. What is different about honey? It doesn't affect your system?
It's supposedly natural. I don't know. I refer to, Dr. Betty on that.
It's a very, very basic, but complex body that takes long to break down. And so it doesn't get absorbed instantly and just give you a high and them.
Okay. So drinking honey in the morning is not hurting me at all?
no.
Depends on how much you use.
Depends on the ratio of honey to bird. Yes, swarms can come from any place. But they'll come out of, like I said, they'll swarm when they're overpopulated in the hive. And they have to get new digs. Yes, they call that I tried that, I had about 10. You know, they're like traps. You know, you put lemongrass in there and things that bees tend to go to, and you put them in the trees, you try to put them up about 15 feet in the air, and you tie it, and you go back, and if those scouts, like I was saying before, if those scouts come out and they find that they like that location, they might bring that swarm there, and then you can capture them that way. I tried it, I had about 10 of them out.
Can you stop a swarm or can you?
Yes, they say you can, if you know that your hives are overpopulated and you have, quite a few, queen cells in there, they say that's the time you make a split. You take the queen cells out, right, and put them in different boxes. Dump some bees in there, put some frames with honey in there, close it up. And they might last, if it's early enough in the year. Like now, that'd be perfect. I've done that several times, it works.
How they survive during winter?
They get in that little ball. Right, and what I do is I feed them. And then now, I'm gonna start insulating the hive itself,
What do you feed them, honey? What do you feed them?
sugar and water. I go 1-to-1. Well, 1-to-1 now, in the winter time, when it's really cold, I'll go 2-to-1, 2 sugar to 1 water. They come through. That's it. Anything else, anybody?
Stan, thank you, that's very interesting. We have any motions?
He doesn't get a mug.
He wants an honorarium, he didn't get one of these.
All right, if there's nothing else, we'll do the resolution, I'll try to say the floor.
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And will we have fun?
Yes. Hey, Stan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I know.